Welcome to KK Tutorials. In this video tutorial of Introduction to PLSQL, we'll understand basics about the PLSQL. What is PLSQL? There are some limitations of SQL. Those things we are going to discuss. Yeah. So let's start. So what is PLSQL? PLSQL stands for Procedural Language Extension to the Structured Query Language, right? So this is just an extension of SQL or a structured query language, right? PLSQL combines the data manipulations power of SQL with the processing power of procedural language to create super powerful SQL queries. It gives more control to the programmers by use of loops, conditions, and object-oriented concepts, right? So this is all about the PL/SQL. So PL/SQL is a kind of a block of code, right? So there you can have opportunity to declare all kind of constants, variables. You may use loops, right? You may use certain conditions, etc., which SQL does not allow. Yeah. Now, when we talk about the limitations of SQL, SQL is a most powerful and comprehensive database language, as you know, right? It is flexible and efficient. SQL is designed for working with the relational database. Even though it is powerful and efficient, it has certain limitations, right? Some of limitations are like SQL is non-procedural language, right? uh, if you write a SQL query, you cannot declare variables, you cannot use loops and all, right? uh, Now second limitation is SQL does not allow declaring and using constants or variables, right? This is the second limitation of SQL. Now third limitation says we cannot control the flow of execution using SQL, right? Now now next limitation says SQL processes a set of rows at a time and does not support row by row processing, right? So if you want to process row by row, right, using cursors, features like a cursors, then you will have to write PL/SQL, right? There you have opportunity to process your records row by row, right? So these are basically limitations you have when you use SQL or a structured query language, right? So PL/SQL is the procedural language extension to the SQL, as we discussed, in which you can declare and use variables, constant, do exception handling, and you can also write the program models in the form of PL/SQL subprograms. PL/SQL combines the features of procedural language with the structured query language, right? So that gives you more power to define or to define your own kind of error situation, right? If you run with some kind of error situation, then error handling code you can define as well, right? So in this video tutorial, just we had discussed about the what is PL/SQL and what's the limitation of the SQL, and using PL/SQL you can overcome those limitations, right? So that's all I have in this video tutorial, guys. Big thank you for watching this video and see you there in the next video.